Hi everyone, welcome to another round of Young 78 Game Reviews. Today we're going to be talking about some games, or not some, quite a few games that I've collected over the past, I would say 7 months. Last time I did a review of games, I think it was in late August, early September. So anyway, these are the games that I've bought since then. Some of them have been out for a while and some of them have just come out. So anyway, let's get started. First on my list is going to be Tekken Hybrid Collection. Limited edition. This is definitely a cool game in that, it's definitely a cool set. You get a book included. It comes with the HD version of Tekken Tag and the Pro Tekken Tag 2, plus the movie. The movie's not so good though. I wouldn't recommend getting this game if you're just solely after the movie. You know, it's not going to be that great. But anyway, the fact that they included Tekken Tag HD Edition, which is a definite improvement in terms of graphics, and it still looks okay for today's standards. So that's the first one on the list. Next is going to be Assassin's Creed Revelations. Assassin's Creed Revelations had the best story in the series. Definitely, I wouldn't say the best story in the series. Sorry, that's kind of a misinterpretation. More or less finishes the story for Ezio Auditore in Altair. It's definitely got one of the best endings in all the games, in all the Assassin's Creed games I've played thus far. Definitely worth picking up for those of you who are not sure if this is going to be a worthy game or not. You know, it's something you have to play if you're into the Assassin's Creed series. Just put it that way. Okay, next on the list is King of Fighters 13. Definitely the best game since King of Fighters 2000 and King of Fighters 99. Those are my personal favorites. I know most of you are 98, 97 fans. For this generation, it's the King of Fighter games to own. It's the King of Fighter game to own. It definitely updates the graphics to high-res standards. It keeps to the roots of 2D animations, which is something I prefer. I always have preferred over the 3D animations of, like, say, for example, Street Fighter IV, which in my opinion is a slaughter compared to the previous Street Fighter games. That's just me. Alright, next is Biohazard Revival Selection. Biohazard Revival Selection is basically Biohazard 4 and Biohazard Code Veronica, known in the States as Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil Code Veronica. It's an HD collection. It's the final version to be released for both the PS3 and for the 360. This is the PS3 version. If you get the box set of it, it comes with the game and with a little book and a nice little collector's box as well. Definitely worth picking up. Not an expensive price, so you can pick this up for under $70 from PlayAsia. Or if you're going to get it from eBay, you can probably get it for about $40 to $50. Definitely worth getting the box collection for this if you are a Resident Evil fan. Next is the Metal Gear Collection, our Metal Gear Solid HD Collection. I am a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, but for some reason I can't go back to playing these games, so this is kind of a hit and miss for me. I'm keeping this game just to keep the series intact. My personal favorite Metal Gear game thus far is Metal Gear Solid 4 Sons of the Patriots, or Guns of the Patriots. I love that game, and I loved Part 3. From a story perspective. Gameplay wise, it hasn't really aged well for me. For those of you who disagree, that's fine, but this game it's difficult for me to play through it twice. Not graphically, the graphics are fine. It's just the gameplay mechanics. Next is my personal favorite game of last year, and that is Batman Arkham City. If you saw my top 10 games for 2011, you'll notice this was number 1, and for good reason. If you are not a Batman fan, you'll still like this game. Anyway, check it out. It's definitely worth the purchase if you haven't picked it up already, and the price has gone down significantly since its release. Alright, the next in the series is Uncharted 3. Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception was a good game. Not the best in the series, mind you. The best in the series is still Part 2 from a campaign perspective. But Part 3 is still quite good. Definitely worth picking up. And it definitely continues the adventure of Drake. Okay, next was a surprise game to me, El Shaddai. I'm not much into religion myself, but this game really surprised me. It's quite good. The reviews didn't give it good props, but after I played this game, I have to give it credit for its style. I have to give it credit for its uniqueness. The gameplay mechanics are very simplistic. It's platform in nature, but it's based on a story of religious influence, whatever. But anyway, I tell you right now, even if you're not into the whole religious aspect of the game, this is one of the most unique games I've played this generation. The only other one I can think of would be Folklore. And, that one was purely fictional. This one is fictional as well to some, and it could be real to others, depending on what your religion is. But anyway, definitely worth picking up. It's called El Shaddai, Ascension of Metatron. Next was also a surprise. Sonic Generations. Now, I'm not a huge Sonic fan, never have been, but I had to pick this game up because I did enjoy I did enjoy Sonic CD, and I enjoyed the original Sonic games for the Mega Drive systems, or Sega Genesis systems. Again, I'm not the biggest Sonic fan there is, but I really did enjoy the game, so I highly recommend picking this game up. Another one is Soulcalibur. Soulcalibur V. Soulcalibur V is probably going to be the best in the series in terms of its gameplay mechanics and uniqueness. It's quite similar to Soulcalibur III, the original Soulcalibur, and Soul Edge in terms of style and uniqueness. The only downside was the campaign mode, which is quite short. The online aspects of this game are light years ahead of Part 4, though. It's definitely a lot smoother. Next is going to be Macross Sayonara no Tsubusa. If you are like me, you will get the box set of this game, because if you own the original DVD from the original hybrid pack, then you can put it in this box with everything else that comes with the Macross no Sayonara Tsubusa. Definitely worth owning. A little bit pricey. I'll tell you right now, it's going to cost you anywhere from $110 up to $250, depending on when you buy it and who you buy it from. Definitely worth picking up, though, if you're a Macross fan. Next is going to be Ni no Kuni. Ni no Kuni was a surprise game for me. Definitely the best RPG to be released last year. For those of you who are waiting this game eagerly, I'm telling you right now, you will not be disappointed. It comes from the creators of all the Ghibli movies. Miyazaki had a hand in this. Joe Hisaishi does the soundtrack. Plus, it comes from Level 5, one of the best RPG creators this generation. The next is going to be Gundam Extreme Versus. The best fucking game I've played this year when it comes to fighting games. I'm not a huge Gundam fan, I will not lie, but the fact of the matter is, this includes every single Gundam from every single franchise ever existed, and it boils it all into one giant fighting game. Very good game. A little bit heavy on the Japanese, so if you cannot read hiragana or katakana, you're going to have a little bit of trouble. So in that case, you're going to want to get some kind of strategy guide from online, but definitely worth picking up. Okay, next is Final Fantasy 13. Our Final Fantasy 13-2. This version of Final Fantasy 13-2 is the one I had to own, and personally, it's the hardest one to come by. This is the Japanese language version with the Chinese and English subtitles. The reason why I didn't want the English version was because I just don't like the soundtrack. I prefer the Japanese soundtrack over the English soundtrack. And this one is cool. If you want to get this version, you have to order the one from China, or the Asian version. It's going to be called the Chinese Asian version. And basically, what that means is that you have Chinese subtitles in English subtitles if you choose, with the original Japanese soundtrack. Definitely worth importing if you're into that. Next is a game that I do not want to slaughter the name for, so I'm going to read it from the paper. This one is called Nurare Hion no Mago Hayoku Ryoran Taisen. Very heavy on the kanji in Japanese, so you need to be a little bit fluent, but fucking fun. I do not understand why this game is not coming stateside, and I'm telling you it's not. Available for both the 360 and the PS3, worth owning. One of the coolest fighting games I've personally played all year. It reminds me of Guardian Heroes for the Sega Saturn, mixed with Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 64. I'm telling you, this game is really fun. Definitely worth importing. Again, I'm going to try and say this name slowly so you can look it up online. The game is very pricey, by the way. It's called, try not to mispronounce the name here. It's called Nurarihon no Mago. Hayoki Ryoran Taisen. Now, again, if you're not familiar with the name, just please look at the box cover. Go to playasia.com and look for it. I'm telling you, this game is sweet. Definitely worth owning. I can't tell you enough how much this game is worth owning. You can also check it out online. I will be doing a small game playthrough of this particular game. Not a review, I don't have time for that lately, but I will do a gameplay video of this game probably within the week. Anyway, stay tuned. Peace out for now.